This is it. Test tomorrow. Nationalism. Okay. If you missed today, that's what we dealt with yesterday in class, the Ottoman Empire losing power, right? So we have German unification, which is where we're starting. All right. Okay, it's not German Revolution. It's not right here. Italian Revolution. We're not pulling away from something with Germany and Italy. We're unifying. If you remember, in the medieval period, the Germanies were a mess. It was a ton of different tiny little German kingdoms, and they were all kind of brought together to create the Holy Roman Empire, right? Then, a little bit later, in the last few units, I've talked about the strongest of the northern German kingdoms, Prussia. Yeah? Look, that is kind of who spearheads this. Prussia. All right? The reason it happens partially is because of Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte just walked across Europe. He wanted to take it over. And a lot of the smaller kingdoms fell to him. Some German kingdoms that are small fell to him. Prussia says, if we're bigger and if we're united, makes us stronger if another Napoleon wants to step up and take over everything. So we ought to unite. The king. Let me show you his name first. I'll do this. The king right now, Kaiser. 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 Sorry. Starting now, all the way through World War II, you're about to learn a lot of German. It's just the way it is. Kaiser is the German word for Caesar. Caesar, Kaiser. It means emperor. Okay? Kaiser Wilhelm. Kaiser Wilhelm. In English, we would say William. Kaiser Wilhelm. Okay, remember when I talked about Friedrich Wilhelm? Frederick William? Do you remember that? Anyway, William. Okie dokie. So the king is Kaiser Wilhelm. This is the king of Prussia. Sorry. Kaiser Wilhelm is about to be the emperor of a unified Germany. What? Cool. But he doesn't actually do it. Do you know the significance of what you're looking at? Look at it. It's hard with you guys not being here, doing this on video. In class, I would have you guess, and kids always say, he's in a military uniform. Goofy kids, they're being silly. He's bald. He has a whole lot of medals. I've seen that weird cross before. Finally, somebody notices, and they always say quietly, it's a photograph. And then they get a sticker and a piece of candy. Woo! Because it's a photograph. Guys, yesterday when I talked to you and I showed you pictures about Jose de San Martin and Simon Bolivar and Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Toussaint Louverture, they were all paintings. Well, we're moving into the realm of photographs. Something has been invented. Guys, we can now see exactly what historical peoples look like. And that's so cool. Photograph. Now, these early cameras kind of sucked. All right. And like whenever you know how you take a picture, right? And you click, and it immediately takes a picture. So you hold it up and you take yourself and you're like, and it click, or or, or whatever you do, right? You don't have to hold that pose. Well, these early cameras, they would click and it didn't immediately. It didn't take the picture immediately. It could take like 30 seconds to take the picture. So most people in the in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, you're not going to see a lot of them smiling, because think about this. If you're like, you click, right? And you do a pretty smile. Take the picture. The smile's going to become real fake real quick, and it gets real creepy. So most people would just stand very seriously and just wait. I love these old photos. I think they're so fun. So this is going to end up being Kaiser Wilhelm the First. The guy who actually does the uniting, though, is not him. It is actually this guy. Look at that helmet. Like, that could do some serious damage. This right here is Otto von Bismarck. And I actually don't know if this is a photograph or if this is a drawing, but we can fix that. Because I know there's photographs of him. It is a photograph. Oh, let me move my head. Yeah, there we go. I guess what I showed you was a drawing. Here we go. Bismarck. You also have a famous painting of him. Oh, color. I bet that's not like done that time period. There's also a famous painting of him. Looks like a wax statue. Bismarck, he's in my top 10 to learn about, like historic figures. The problem is a lot of people hate him. I don't know. There's a picture I was looking for, a specific picture, but I don't know where it is. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Bismarck. A lot of people don't like him. He's kind of racist, anti-Semitic. I know. Um, I like him because he has power. That being said, Bismarck is like, if we unite with the surrounding Germanies, we're going to be a lot harder to take down than if we're a whole bunch of separate small countries. True. If in the future there's someone like Napoleon who decides to just take over all of Europe, I mean, it could happen. Hitler. I mean, it could happen. He says it's going to be better for us to be bigger and stronger. True. Unfortunately, it's their country. Oops. So they go around and they start uniting the smaller northern German kingdoms. Okay. We're not really uniting the southern German kingdoms yet, but eventually it's going to look like this. Here we go. This, Prussia. Okay. All of this, different kingdoms. Okay. Eventually, they're going to go here and get all of these little kingdoms. Okay. Join with this all down here, all the way down to the Alps. Now, they don't get Bavaria for a while. That's this. They'll get it later, not yet. Okay. But they're going to go from this to this. And they call themselves Germany. Nobody wanted to be called Prussia except the Prussians. Okay. And a deal is kind of made. Okay. Basically, that says, okay, look, if you join us peacefully and we don't have to fight, because there was some fighting, there were some Germanic peoples in here who were like, no, we like being independent. Thanks. And Bismarck forced it. Oh, yeah, he forced it. He's not a nice guy, you guys. I didn't say he was nice. I like learning about him. Um, that being said, if you join peacefully, guys, we're not going to call it Prussia. Don't freak out. We are all Germanic peoples, so we will call our new country Germany. People are like, oh, okay, I'm down with that. Think about that. Okay, I'm cool. There's something I was about to say. Oh, yeah, fighting. Bismarck has this way of kind of ruling. Now, he's prime minister, okay? So he's like kind of second in charge, I guess. But he has this way of ruling that we're not really used to in today's world. It's called realpolitik. Realpolitik. It means the politics of reality, telling the truth. You mean there's some government leaders who tell the truth? Bismarck would tell the truth. He would tell people, if we go to war, I mean, some of you guys are going to die. But it's for Germany. He would tell people the truth, even if it was bad, even if it wasn't pretty. I don't know. I have respect for that. I would rather someone tell me the truth. Sherilyn, this is going to suck, but we're going to push our way through it anyway. I'd rather people do that than sugarcoat it and everything's going to be okay. Don't lie to me. I'm not stupid. That's what he does. And people actually respected him. He also has this way of ruling with blood and iron. War. Guys, Prussia really has been militarizing, building up their military since the 1700s. Wilhelm I. Oh, that is not, I'm sorry, wrong one. Frederick William, started that in the 1700s. Frederick the Great continued that. Frederick the Great is the one that he and Voltaire like corresponded. That's him. Okay. They continued, or he continued that. That has been happening for 100 years. All right. Bismarck really believes if you want to build a strong country, you better push realpolitik. Tell people the truth. Tell them what they're really getting into. Be honest about it, even if it's not pretty, even if it looks bad. Be honest. He also believes in war. Sometimes you gotta go to war and shed blood with your iron. Blood and iron. He's a rough dude, yeah? Yeah, he was. But he creates the second Reich. Okay, look. This is one of your vocab words, and I'm pretty sure it's on your quiz. Actually, you're not getting this quiz. I don't think. I don't know. Every year's different. If we do the nationalism quiz, it's on there. Reich. It's not Reich. It's also not reach. I hear that every year from kids. Reach. I was about to say something. Reich. Now, if you can't say the sound at the end, just say a hard C. Reich. Just know it's wrong. But it is not reach. Don't you dare let me hear you say that. Reich. The word Reich means Empire. Okay? The First Reich was created by Charlemagne. Remember him? With the Holy Roman Empire. This is the Second Reich. This is what's about to fight World War One. Almost said two. World War One. I say about to. I mean, 1914. Adolf Hitler is going to try and create the Third Reich while fighting World War II. And he says, this will be the Reich that will last for 1,000 years. Yeah, it doesn't even last like the whole 5, but whatever. I guess it does. I guess it lasts for 6. Yes. So, Germany now exists. It's no longer Prussia. The Holy Roman Empire is like way dead. All right. And now we're going to start like working to join other Germanic kingdoms in the north, predominantly referring to Bavaria. All you soccer kids, Bavaria, Bayern. That's the German for Bavaria, Bayern. I mean, there's a soccer team, right? It's my favorite soccer team. Just saying. Okay, so let's go to Italy. Okay, in Italian unification. Oh, I can't make this picture. I can't make it bigger. Sorry. Okay, so in Italian unification, this is Italy. All right. What you have down here in the south, Sicily, that's the island of Sicily. You have all this craziness up here. Yeah. And then we have Sardinia right here and Piedmont. Sometimes it's called something else. Savoy is what it says up here, but Piedmont is what you're going to see in your notes. Piedmont and Sardinia. Just like Germany. The Italians are starting to think about unification. Napoleon took over some of this, remember? And some of this is like, not again. So we have a guy who's in the government up north, up here in Piedmont. His name is the Count, nobility, Camillo di Cavour. Count Camillo, it's not Camillo, Camillo di Cavour. His name is like actually so long you wouldn't even believe, but it's all his titles and stuff, okay? He is going to go around the northern Italies up here and get them to join him. Okay. And basically he says, look, we need to protect ourselves. And we're a whole bunch of tiny separate little kingdoms and we're all fighting each other. And that's stupid. We're going to get taken over again in the future. So they start joining together. Just like with the Germans, they're not going to call themselves Piedmont or Savoy or Sardinia or Florence or Milan. They're all Italian people. So they say, okay, we're all Italians. We're going to call ourselves Italy. He, Camillo de Cavour, is going around uniting the northern Germanies. Okay? Here, we have the Papal States. You remember the Papal States? This what is that? Purple. That's the Pope's land. Okay? And then down here in the south, we have another guy. Not Camillo de Cavour. Did I show you Camillo de Cavour? I didn't, did I? There he is. Be nice. Kids are always like, ugh. Be nice. We can't all be gorgeous. Okay, Camillo de Cavour is uniting everything in the north, while another guy is uniting everything in the south. Be nice. Kids are always like, oh, look at the way he's standing. So, it's a photograph. I just love these photographs. You can actually see him. His name is Giuseppe Garibaldi. This is what his name looks like. Giuseppe Garibaldi. He's going to go around getting the South ready to join with the North. Guys, he and Camille de Cavour weren't like friends. They weren't working together. He's low class. Camille de Cavour is high noble. He's a count. He's a high noble. Giuseppe Garibaldi, low class, low status. All right. But he is going around and getting people ready to join. There's a big kingdom in the middle, in the way. The Papal States. Guys, where's my picture? Guys, the Papal States are going to kind of start a little bit. Okay. Here, oh, I can't make this bigger. I'm sorry. Here's what's going to happen. Okay. We're going to start here, and then we'll move through here, and then Camille de Cavour will move through here. Oh, and don't forget about Sardinia. Okay. But then he'll move through here. Then the Pope's land. And then this right here is all of what Garibaldi gives to Camille de Cavour. Garibaldi is not trying to like rule this. He wants Italy to be united. What's interesting is the Papal States. The Pope at the time gives away this, and I would have to look up who it is, I don't remember. But they give away this, but they keep this. They're like, nah, you can't have this. Later, whoever the next Pope is like, I'm a spiritual leader. I'm not a worldly leader. I don't need this. I need to deal with God. So that's where you end up with like Vatican City. Basically, what the Pope owns today is Vatican City. That's it. Vatican City is in the middle of Rome. So this will go at a later time. Okie dokie. We now have Germany and Italy, which have just been added to Europe as brand new countries. But see, now we have a problem. Whose side is everybody on? What do you mean, whose side? Should we be taking sides? After the French Revolution and Napoleon, there's a meeting. Crap, I just forgot of it. Forgot what it's called. I don't know if I put it in your notes. Dang. Metternich is who leads it. Clemens von Metternich, that's who it is. Clemens. Saw it. I can't remember what the meeting is. There it is. Congress of Vienna. Right here. Clemens von Metternich, since I was looking up who he is, I'll go ahead and show him to you. Oh, here it is. This is the picture that I use in pre-AP. That's Clemens von Metternich. Clemens von Metternich kind of leads this meeting in modern day Austria, Vienna. Here we go. And basically what they decide is this. We need to create a balance of power in Europe so that maybe if in the future, Adolf Hitler, some crazy decides to take over Europe again, Adolf Hitler, we will already have alliances. Okay, they create what are called formal alliances. There's a difference in an alliance and a formal alliance. Guys, we don't really do formal alliances in the world anymore because of what happened in World War I. All right. They're trying to protect against a crazy like Adolf Hitler. World War I comes first, where there's not a crazy, but we have this balance of power and we have a problem. Here's what I mean. If you and I, no, let me start here. I'm trying to think how to do this without you guys being in the room because I always have you guys role play and I don't know how to do it. I know what I'll do. I'll use my, I just hit myself in the head. I'll use my doggies. Flint, yeah? You've seen this. It's in my classroom, right? Flint and I, we are best friends. Yeah? And we create an alliance. Meanwhile, Freya, this is in my classroom too, yeah? My other doggy, there we go. I gotta get it where you can see it because it still has its protective covering on it. Freya decides she wants to fight me in the hall before fifth period. Well, everybody surrounds us. We're about to start fighting. Everybody's like, fight, 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 right? And I look across the hall at Flint and I say, help. And Flint's like, you and I are best friends, but Freya's my sister. Sorry. I'm upset. But in an alliance, Flint has the option to say no. Guys, in the 1990s, when we went like to war with Iraq the first time when I was like in junior high or whatever, I think I was in junior high, like seventh or eighth grade. Um, France, France was one of our allies, and she wouldn't go fight with us. France wouldn't fight Iraq with us, but she's our ally. How dare she? Do you know the cool thing for all of us junior high kids was to knock France? Well, France, rah, rah, rah. Why? What do we know? Nothing. Do you know, and I'm not even making this up, in America, it was not acceptable to buy or sell or eat French fries. Ugh, France. This is so stupid, you guys, but it's true. We actually renamed French fries. Oops, sorry. I'm not playing. To freedom fries. I just saw right here. Look at the definition. It was a politically motivated renaming of French fries. Stupid, but we did it. Look, French, mark it out. Freedom fries, only 50 cents. Yes, we really did it. I'm not playing. No French fries. No way. Buy freedom fries. Why? I don't know. Because I was in junior high and I didn't know better and it was a cool thing to do. Guys, France had the right to say, America, we're not going to go to war with you against Iraq. Sorry. Because we're in an alliance. Flint, when me and his sister Freya are beating each other up in the middle of the hallway, he has the right, even if he's my best friend, to say no. That's not how a formal alliance works. In a formal alliance, it means no matter what, we will follow you into battle. If anybody messes with you, we're there. And if we wimp out, think about the ramifications of that. If we don't go, the rest of the world knows we're a snake. So, guys, I've never understood the whole thing about I'm no snitch. I'll get in trouble for somebody else. I won't. Why do you do that? Because people will know that you're a snitch. So? Exactly. If you don't go fight, the whole world knows you're a rat. You have no courage. I mean, really, in the grand scheme of things, so what? But, oh, it's a big deal. We don't want other countries to think that kind of thing about us. You have to go. Well, that means when Freya and I start fighting, Flint has no option. Even if that is his sister, he has to go fight his own sister. Are you following? It's the summer and I just bought these pictures. I know I'm such a nerd, but I love my doggies. See? See? But they're in my classroom now. So, um, the alliances that are set up are going to be the alliances that are going to fight World War One. Sort of. Italy kind of does a flippy flop, but that's okay. You have two alliances, okay? Here, there. All right. What they do is they kind of look at who the strongest countries militarily speaking are, okay? And that is England. I know it says Great Britain, I'm getting there, but England and Germany. So they're kind of like team captains, I guess, okay? And what you're going to end up having happen is two alliances, all right? The first one is called the Triple Entente. It's a weird word. Look at the spelling. E-N-T, E-N-T, E. It looks like ent, E. It's French. Entente. Guys, the alliance with the French name is going to have French in it, or France in it. That should be easy to remember. Okay? The alliance with the French name has France in it. Okie dokie? The word entente is actually the French word for alliance. So, really, both alliances are called the Triple Alliance, but one is French and one isn't. I don't know. I didn't name them, guys. Oh. Okay, so the Triple Entente, the big dog, the strongest of the countries is Great Britain, England. Okay, I haven't talked about Great Britain yet, like as an empire that's coming. So if you're like, what? Put England here. That's fine. Um, France, that shouldn't surprise you. England and France, they're kind of big brother, little brother. And then you have Russia. Then our other big alliance is the Triple Alliance, and the big dog there. Oh, I forgot the Y. There we go. The big dog there is Germany. They're the strongest country there. Their little brother, Austria, is going to be with them. And then you have Italy. Okay? Kids every year are like, why not Spain? Why not that? I don't know. These are the countries that wanted to join. Okay. So here's what you have. The Triple Entente is in green. Okay? The Triple Alliance is here in orange. Which one has, I just forgot the word, the advantage? That's it. Which one do you think has the advantage? Does the Triple Entente, the green, have an advantage? Yes. Why? They're surrounding the Triple Alliance. You could have, if there's a war, Russia attacking from over here, and England and France attacking from over here and the north, right? Okay, so the Triple Alliance, the orange, they're at a major disadvantage. Or do they also have an advantage? Being all together like this, that's an advantage as well. Because, see, what happens if, I don't know, maybe Russia runs out of supplies and they get cut off from Great Britain and France and they can't get supplies? And I mean, they have to surrender early. I mean, that would never happen, right? Yeah. Now there's more to it. We'll get there. We'll talk about the Bolshevik Revolution. If you're like, no, wait a minute, just we'll get there, okay? But there's an advantage for both alliances. The Triple Alliance is set up pretty well because it's all in the middle. The Triple Entente is set up pretty well because it can like attack from both sides. Okie dokie. This is our setup for World War One. And please remember, in a formal alliance, if a member of your alliance asks you to join in the fight, you have to. Why? Because you're seen as weak. So, guys, it's the exact same as the whole I'm not a snitch thing. You don't want to be seen by other people in a certain way. The worst thing for a country is to be seen as weak. Big time. So, if France was to ask England to fight, England has to come, right? And if Russia was to ask France to fight, then France has to fight, right? I mean, in theory, yes. World War One, we're not there yet, obviously, but World War One is like the saddest war to me. There's no big bad guy like there is in World War Two. By the end of World War One, Germans and English alike are like, why are we fighting? What? Huh? Our kings are like cousins or something. Why are we even fighting? That's the question. The alliances. So, we'll get there. Okie dokie. Test over nationalism tomorrow. Bye.